Welcome back to the Manor Entropians. Julian McBain here, and today we're hunting Panleons on Herein again. But we're going to do something a little bit different. And frankly, this is a re-recording of a video I literally just finished because I was dumb and forgot to check to make sure that the screen sizing was correct on OBS. I really missed the days when I didn't have to do that. I'm hoping that that gets fixed. Which I think has everything to do with Fallout New Vegas, but we'll deal with that. So, okay. Here's what's going on. First off, I want to apologize to everyone for the utter lack of content that I've been putting out as of late. I know I have missed several days, and the content has probably been not up to my usual standard. And I wanted to explain a little bit of that so that you all could at least understand why this happened and what I'm going to be doing moving forward. Part the first. October is one of the two busiest months of my year. For those of you who have been with me for a while, I live on a working property. We store things for family. We don't farm per se, but we split wood in order to heat our home all winter. And we go through 9 cord of wood a year. So for those of you who are not familiar with wood, a cord is split wood, stacked tightly, 4 feet wide by 4 feet tall by 8 feet long. Now, as I'm sure you can guess, that just 1 cord of wood is a good amount of splitting. And I mean, we go from chopping the tree down, we yard it up out of the woods, we block it up, we split it, we stack it. Okay? We do all the work because we have more time. Because that's the way it's cheaper to do that than to just buy oil up here, and frankly it's better for the environment because it's carbon neutral for all of you environmentalists. So that takes a lot of time, and like today we finished up the bulk of the wood that needed finishing. We had a bit left. We were probably out there an hour and a half. We're about a cord short, so we're going to be pulling 2 more trees out, and that should do it for the year. On top of that, like yesterday, we went and picked up a pallet of wood pellets for a family friend, and we had to deliver that. And that was, we had to break the pallet down too. We couldn't just like drop the pallet. We had to break the whole thing down to get it into his garage. So that's 2,000 pounds worth of wood pellets. And we had to rearrange the probably close to another 2,000 pounds worth of wood pellets he already had. So needless to say, but that's my October, right? I went up to my great uncle's lake cabin, which sounds extravagant. It's not. I mean, it's nice. It's definitely not your typical like hunting cabin type thing, but it's basically a simple house, a simple small 2-bedroom house, single floor, no basement, and we had to pull his boat out of the lake and pull in the docks for him and a neighbor, which means I was in lake water and the air temperature was below 60 degrees. For those of you who have never lived in the north, needless to say, that's usually an uncomfortable experience. We actually lucked out this year. The lake water was actually warmer than the air temperature. I kind of considered just standing there for a while, but decided that would be a bad idea. I had to split wood after. But all that being said, because of all that, I have not been able to produce content the way I normally produce it. So I just wanted to lead in and apologize to everyone for not producing content at my normal rate, nor necessarily at my normal quality. And I know next weekend may or may not be just as busy. Like yesterday, I got up at 8. We were rolling before 10. And I think we stopped rolling around 8. And we cooked dinner over an open fire, which is part of the work we had to do, is get the fire ready and all that. So, but still, I mean, that's a lot of work. And I still can't believe they decided to still have the fire because it poured just as the fire was getting going. They're like, nope, we're putting up an easy up. Okay. Not going to argue. I prefer to eat bratwurst when it's been cooked over an open fire. Campfire mac and cheese. I think that's how you can tell I'm actually from, like, the countryside. I'm a rural person. Because despite the fact that I've got a whole segment where I'm dressed in a suit, I come home and we build a fire in our backyard and we cook bratwurst and campfire mac and cheese for dinner. But okay, all that being said, what does the future bring? And I know I did a segment kind of like this not too long ago. I've done some thinking, and here's what my plan is. For Entropia Universe, I'm going to finish the Modern Entropian series. And from then on out, if anyone needs like tutorial advice or beginner in knowledge, I'm going to point them to that playlist. Unless they make drastic changes to the engine, which Mindark has done, and they've done so in just the last 2 years, I will continue to provide those updates. But I'm not going to do like annual, this is how you hunt, this is how you mine, this is how you craft. I will find something else to produce. I have not quite decided what that's going to be yet. Maybe I'll do an Entropia Universe podcast. I don't know. I've thought about that a few times. I just don't know how well that's going to operate because you got to talk about stuff in podcasts that are not necessarily like game related. And because of that, like, what's big in the news right now? It's all politics. I don't want to talk about politics on my channel. I have to deal with enough politics in real life. Which would make sense because, and that's another thing, is that because I decided to throw my hat in for my state senate, that has been taking up a considerable amount of my time as well. Once November rolls around, November 3rd isn't that far away. Once I'm through that, my schedule should free up considerably. At least one can hope. So, yeah, that is basically the rundown of that. So I will find something to do with my Entropia Universe. I'm going to continue producing Entropia Universe content because there's just not a lot being produced. A lot of EU content creators, like me, they bounce back and forth, but they may only put out an Entropia Universe video once every couple weeks. Which, you know, I get it. That's their decision, and they put out good content. A lot of them put out better content than I do. I'm not going to lie. I don't think I put out bad content, but they've been doing it longer. You know, your Serial Overdrives, your Lore Spades, your Raven Jades. They all put out good content. They're just doing it more sporadically right now, which they have lives too, so I get it. Meantime, I'm going to come up with a way to produce good content for you. I can't really do the Bonnie thing because she's just so much better at it than me, and no. Well, yes, she is, but what I'm saying is I can't live stream 4 times a week. I live stream twice a week. Right now I'm doing Fallout New Vegas. When Fallout New Vegas is over, I'll pivot back to Entropia Universe for a while, and then I'll pivot back to another one-player game. And so that's kind of how I'm going to handle live streams, is I'll do a game, and then I'll pivot back to Entropia Universe maybe for a month, and then I'll do a game, and then I'll pivot back to Entropia Universe. That way it kind of keeps it fresh, and I get a break between games to kind of reset and just have some casual conversation, because that's the best part about playing EU on live stream. You just have a casual conversation with people. But my Subnautica playthrough went so well, I wanted to try it out with Fallout New Vegas. So far, so pretty good, actually. Not quite the reception that Subnautica got, but that's okay. It's an old game. One I personally, frankly, love. But it is an older game. After New Vegas is over, and I'm after a time period where I'm in Entropia Universe, I am contemplating doing one of a couple of things. I'm looking at possibly doing... I might do Final Fantasy VII Remade. I might do Horizon Zero Dawn. It is my intent to play both of those games anyway and have them up on my channel at some point. I don't know when. Like, I've got Horizon Zero Dawn now. I don't know that Final Fantasy VII Remade has been ported to PC yet. I know it's... If it hasn't, I know it's coming. I'm keeping an eye on Steam. I haven't checked it yet. But once it does, that's on the docket, right? At some point, I probably should finish my Borderlands playthrough. I burned out on Borderlands because I played it for well over a year. And I was just like, I need something different. And so I went to Fallout 76, and that's been going really well. But at the same time, with all the changes Bethesda keeps making, there's a lot of frustration that I'm starting to experience with it. And so I might be pivoting away from that for a while and go back to doing Let's Plays. And that might be one of those two games I just mentioned. Now, when it comes to Horizon Zero Dawn, and this might be the case for FF7 Remade as well, because it's significantly different than the original. I actually watched one of the voice actor for Aerith, actually produced a video where she did the whole first section, which is not a spoiler when the game is the plot is 20 years old. They've made some adjustments from what I saw, but the plot's the plot, and the plot has been out there for a while, so there's really no spoilers unless you've never played the game. If you've never played the game, come on, guys. It's a classic. Sorry. Back when Square Enix... No. I'm not going to start ragging on Square Enix. I'm not. Because they do deserve criticism for certain things. But they're a hell of a lot better than Blizzard is. So there's that. So yeah. I am going to be looking at doing a run-through of both Horizon Zero Dawn and Final Fantasy VII in the coming year. That one of those might get started soon. I might do another Portal run at some point, which I know, like, why put Portal up again? Well, I do an annual Portal run, okay? For me, it's just fun, and that's a perfectly good reason to be doing anything. So, whether or not I record those Portal runs, don't know yet. The run's happening whether I record it or not. But I might record it and put it up and just be like, Portal Run 2020. Because we've all been in quarantine anyway. Might as well be a human experiment again, right? And then one of the things I didn't do, which I did want to do, and I've jumped in and played some of them, and I've really enjoyed them, are the player-made ones. Like, there's a whole treasure trove of puzzles you can play. And so maybe I'll pivot from Fallout 76 to Portal for a while. Because it's fun. So yeah, those are all things that are on the docket. If you have ideas for what you'd like to see for like Let's Plays or EU content after the Modern Entropia series are done, or if you have ideas, like if I do decide to pivot this to like the Entropia Universe podcast, what you'd like to see, I would love for you to let me know. Please drop a comment down below. And then once the next 2 weeks or so are over, it is strictly my intent to get back up to my normal speed. Things just went crazy. Sometimes they do that. So I had to take a break. So I appreciate everyone for sticking around. I didn't lose any subs. That really makes me feel good. You know, I dropped off content for a week and I didn't lose any subs, so I really appreciate each and every one of you. I also want to thank my patrons, Red Kryptonite, Jason Lambertson, and Spectrum 3900 for your support, both by attending my streams and financially. The fact that you're willing to provide that support really means a lot. So thank you. And I believe that's all I have for now, guys. Thank you for sticking around. Thank you for putting up with this break. Wednesday, I'll be doing the hunting video for the Modern Entropian. And then, of course, I've got my 2 live streams on Tuesday and Friday. And then hopefully starting, not this week, but next week, I'll be doing my Monday and Thursday segments again. I had really hoped to be able to get that put together for this week. It just didn't happen. In the meantime, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Please like, share, and subscribe down below. We are on the road to 13 million subscribers, 1 subscription at a time, so make sure you subscribe. Also, please consider going over to patreon.com/JulianMcBain if you want to support my work. If you do, you get a copy of the Modern Entropian, which is the basis for the series I'm doing, and personal finance for gamers. And as always, I appreciate your support. So, as always, everyone, thank you so much. We will see you in the next. Don't worry, I'm not disappearing. I'm not dropping off the face of the earth. Shit just happened. We'll see you in the next one.